This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, action from the NorCal tournaments for baseball and softball. On the baseball diamond, you'll see Franklin go for a NorCal title in Division I, Central Catholic battle for the Division III title, and Ripon Christian play for the D5 crown.
NorCal action in softball includes the Capital Christian Cougars and the Whitney Wildcats. You'll meet our players of the year for the spring season, and you'll get an inside look at our season-ending award ceremony for all of the players of the year from the entire season. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. Baseball and softball teams participating in NorCal playoffs this week. We start tonight with the Central Catholic Raiders playing in the Division III NorCal bracket after winning a section title last week in extra innings.
It was a walk-off win for CC. Tyler Wentworth throwing 7 2/3 innings in the championship game, striking out 11. The Raiders winning their first NorCal playoff game, Game 2, played on Thursday at home against Arcata.
Central Catholic softball and baseball hosting NorCal semis on Thursday. Nick Pecoraro here bringing you the baseball highlights. The Raiders taking on Arcata. It's a 7-hour difference from the Tigers' Den to Mays Boulevard in Modesto, so the Tigers didn't come this far just to come this far. Will Mager rips the first pitch of the game for a leadoff triple, and Arcata is in business right off the bat. The very next batter is Chase Coleman. It's a grounder deep into the hole at short, a tough play that CC can't quite come up with. The run would have scored anyway, and it's 1-0 Tigers after 1. Bottom 3 we go. Runner on third for the section finals hero, Adrian Garcia. He keeps a hot bat going to tie the score at 1 apiece. Bottom 4 now. Bases juiced, nobody out for Joel Roberts. A liner down the left field line scores 2, part of a 4-run fourth, and the Raiders lead 5-1. Top 5 now, Arcata keeping it close. Runner on for Chase Coleman. He drives in his second run of the game. That makes it 5-2. But in the bottom half, runner on third for Joel Roberts, who once again smokes a double to score Braxton Thomas. It's deja vu all over again, and the Raiders lead 7-2 after 5. To the 7th, CC just 3 outs away, but the first 3 Arcata hitters reach as Anthony Ebert drives in a run to make it 7-3, and the Tigers bring the tying run to the plate. Cedar Klein puts some good wood on it, but Adrian Garcia snares it for the final out, and Central Catholic, the team with the most Sac Joaquin section championships in history, gets to play for its first NorCal title. We'll have those highlights for you later in the show.
Out to East Nicholas for the NorCal Division II playoffs. First round, Vacaville, the 7th seed and runners-up in Division II. They take on the 2 seed and winners of the North Section Division 5 champs. So the CIF decided to boost the Spartans up a few divisions. And at first, it did not seem to bother the Lady Spartans. It was business as usual. Senior Arizona State commit Mika Lupi mows them down in the top half of the first, and in the bottom half, Jersey Brown on second. Adriana Nebloni hits it to third, and a whole lot is going on here. Ball hits the bag, then hits the ump. Brown hits the brakes, then keeps on going. Spartans lead at 1-0. Top 2, Vacaville with 1 on, and Jordan Munn shoots the ball on the right. Kira Mashburn has it, throws the first for the out, but Paige Witt scores for the Bulldogs, game tied at 1. In the 4th we go, game still tied at 1, and it will stay that way thanks to Carolyn Manuel going all out in center field, leaving her feet, making the diving catch. Couple on for Vacaville in the 5th. Munn drops down a great bunt and ends up beating it out for a hit. On the play, Hayden Kine comes in to score. Bulldogs lead it 2-1. In the 5th, the Bulldogs up 3-1. Make that 4-1 as freshman Layla Dean drills this pitch in the gap for a double. Michaela Freshour scores from first. Vaca looking good. Bottom 5 now, East Nick up, and Jersey Brown pulls the pitch to second. The throw is home. Stevie Knight comes in to score, and everyone's safe. Then they're loaded still, and it's a 4-3 game. Danny Ferris lifts a fly to right. Witt makes the catch. Brown's tagging to throws offline. Brown is in, and so is Mashburn, and the Spartans lead at 5-4 with Adriana Neboloni on third for East Nick. The pitcher doing work with the bat as well. Loopy knocking in Neboloni, and it's a 6-4 East Nick lead. 7th inning now. Vaca needs 2, but East Nick gets 2. grounded to Nebuloni. She takes it herself for the double play, and East Nick wins and advances to the NorCal playoffs. 6-4 is your final.
I think as a team we're really good together. We're able to fight back with each other. It wasn't like a one-man team. It was everyone came together at the right time, and I feel like nobody got down on themselves in every issue.
The 4th-seeded Whitney Wildcats hosting 5th-seeded Mitty in round 1 of the Division II NorCal bracket. Starting off the highlights in the top of the second, Mitty's Olivia Anderson slaps a base hit to the left side, but Hannah Duncan gets out of the inning with the strikeout, her second through 2 innings. Bottom of the second, Tylee Kitchen leads off the inning with a base hit through the right side. Up next is Alyssa Jeffrey, and Jeffrey this time slaps it through the left side. Runners on first and second for Sarah O'Day, and she brings home the first run of the game. That's a hard hit ball back up the middle. Kitchen comes in to score. It is 1-0 Wildcats. Leadoff hitter Madeline Novello keeps the line moving, slapping a ball down the third baseline. Into left field it goes. Sam Nicholson goes from first to third on the play. Novello goes into second. She would finish with 2 hits in the game. Then it's Brooklyn Steele, the freshman, driving in Nicholson on a single through the 3-4 hole. Whitney scores 3 times in the inning. And the hard-hitting Wildcats aren't done. Alyssa Flint comes up with the bases loaded and clears them. A straight-up gapper to left center. Nicholson, Novello, and Steele score. Alyssa puts the Cats up 7-0. Alyssa then is driven in by her big sister, Maya. Maya, the University of South Carolina commit, grabs her second hit of the day and first RBI. Top of the second, the score is 9-0, but Mitty's bats start to come alive as Sarah Pena hits a deep liner to right. Alyssa Oniagwa goes from first to third on the play. Pena into second with a double. Lindsay Miller is the one to drive in the Monarchs' first run on a sac fly to center fielder Sarah O'Day. Mitty scores, but Duncan taking advantage of that 9-run cushion, allowing 3 runs on 6 hits, striking out 7 as Whitney overpowers Archbishop Mitty to move on in the Division II NorCal bracket. Each week this season, Roseville Hyundai brings us the Players of the Week. Our first Player of the Week is Hannah Duncan from Whitney. Hannah threw a complete game in the Wildcats' title game, giving up just 1 run, no earned runs, and striking out 12. Whitney taking home the Division I crown.
Our second Roseville Hyundai Player of the Week is Adrian Garcia from Central Catholic. The Raiders winning the Division III section title in walk-off fashion thanks to the clutch hit from Adrian Garcia. He also got the win on the mound after coming in relief. Adrian Garcia and Hannah Duncan, this week's Roseville Hyundai Players of the Week.
SMUD is leading the nation in clean power, so each week SMUD teaches us how we can save energy.
Here is this week's Clean Power City Tip powered by SMUD.
Hi, my name is Leah Nelson from Grant Union High School, and here's this week's Clean Power City Tips. Choose reusable products like a reusable water bottle instead of single-use throwaways to curb waste and reduce the burden on landfills. SMUD is leading the nation in clean power. Learn more at cleanpowercity.org.
Coming up, our first SunPower Electric game. Franklin plays Hollister in the first round of the Division I NorCal playoffs.
Then we'll introduce our North Section Players of the Year. You're watching 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Summer's in full swing. Remember, SMUD's peak hours are 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays when electricity use is the highest. Shift some of your electricity usage to mid and off-peak hours when it costs less and renewable energy is plentiful. It's good for your bill, protects the environment, and helps our community too. Let's work together to save energy this summer. Learn more at smud.org/time of day.
Performance, pride. Roseville Hyundai is thrilled to be the feature sponsor of this week's Sac-Hi Players of the Week. We take great pride in recognizing each of your accomplishments as part of our continued effort to support the community. Come see the electrifying new lineup at Roseville Hyundai. From EVs and hybrids to our fuel cell vehicle, Hyundai Nexo. We've got you covered. Claim yours today.
We are back at the NBC Sports Studio at Levi Stadium with our first SunPower Electric game. The Franklin Wildcats are coming off the program's first section title. The team looking to add its first NorCal title as well.
Franklin earning the 3 seed in Division I, taking on 6th-seeded Hollister. The Hay Baylor sporting a 23-8 record. Our Nick Pecoraro was in Elk Grove Tuesday for the matchup. It's our first SunPower Electric game.
Electric Game.
Nick Pecoraro here with a Division I NorCal opener. The freshly minted Sac Joaquin section champion Franklin Wildcats drew a 3 seed in the heavyweight bracket of this regional round. They will host the Hollister Hay Balers from the Central Coast section in our final SunPower Electric game of the year. Don't think we didn't catch Nick Abraham trying to sneak into my stand-up there. He's the ringleader of this Wildcat bunch. But Franklin wouldn't be here without big years from seniors Derek Pham at short and Nolan Stevens, who gets the nod on Tuesday. At the top of the Hollister order are seniors Matthew Pena and Jaden Mingus, both hitting better than .440 and combined for 16 home runs. The Baylors have had success as a 6 seed this postseason, reaching the CCS Division I final last week. Franklin looking for win number 30 on the season. The Wildcats think this dance will help. But Hollister puts some pressure on right away. Top 1, bases juiced, a run already in when a wild pitch gets away, allowing run number 2 to score. But Nolan Stevens would settle down to get the inning-ending strikeout. Jaden Ramos has to complete the play, decides to tag the runner coming home from third, but the home plate ump says safe. Franklin coach Brian Kilby argues that the runner went outside the base path. Umpires meet and agree, and that keeps it 2-0 instead of 3-0. Franklin answers in the bottom half as Dylan Minity gets a little blooper to fall to score Jordy Lopez, and it's 2-1. Top 2 though, Jaden Mingus with a man on, and this Hay Baylor throws a haymaker. That ball was crushed as Hollister extends its lead to 4-1. Cats get a run back in the third, and in the fourth, Tim Johnson with an RBI knock from the 9-hole in the order. And 3 batters later, second and third, but the pickoff attempt squirts away. Johnson races home from third to score the tying run. We're still knotted up at 4 in the 6th. Mingus with a sky-high pop-up, but freshman second baseman Jason Harris, the J-Hay kid with a great play. Who knows how this inning would have played out if that ball dropped. Bottom 6, Jordy Lopez comes through with a knock, but there's a play at the plate. Dono Hurdle with a strike from right field, but Tim Johnson gets in just in time, and the Cats lead 5-4. Sophomore Dylan Wood trying to close it out. He gets the 5-4-3 double play, and Franklin grinds out a gutsy win to move on to the NorCal semi.
It feels like, you're more pumped up, you're more amped. You just won the section, so there's a lot of emotions, and, we keep going. We go one game at a time, and best believe I think we're going to win it.
From our SunPower Electric game, Nick Pecoraro, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Time now to introduce the 5 athletes taking home the Spring Player of the Year accolades from the North. The decision is always very difficult, but I think we chose some incredible student athletes this year.
Absolutely. Here are our Spring Players of the Year from the North.
We've got a plethora of strikeout getters and table setters who all make up our 5 Spring Players of the Year from the North.
Dylan Drake, Christian Brothers.
Our North Baseball Player of the Year came out of nowhere with one of the biggest turnarounds both personally and team-wise. After hitting just .203 as a junior, Dylan Drake returned to hit .521 from the top of the Christian Brothers lineup.
I put in a lot of work. I was working out every day in practice, and on top of that, games as well, because I played for downtown baseball over the summer. So I was just like 24/7, just baseball. I feel like what's different about this team from past years that I played on, especially since last year, is how close-knit our juniors and our seniors are together. We're all friends, we all hang out, and we all go out to dinner and stuff like that, and we're all just very close.
The Falcons won the Capital Athletic League for the first time since 2018, and at the time CB's season ended, Dylan led the section in hits, was top 10 in RBIs from the leadoff spot, and no one had a higher batting average with more at-bats.
This past year I've gained more strength, and I've just gained more control of the ball, with my bat. So I've been able to just push the ball in the holes and find gaps better.
Nick Abraham, Franklin High School.
Our North Pitcher of the Year led one of the top teams in the state to a school record for wins and into the Division I section final with a prolific arsenal of pitches.
I throw 4-seam, 2-seam, slider, curveball, and changeup. And changeup's probably my best, but this year the slider's been dialed. but I'm very different compared to when I'm pitching, when I'm not pitching. When I'm not pitching, I have one job since I'm a PO, and it's just to talk. I try to get all the guys going, just be super energetic, and just be that guy that can kind of lead and just keep the energy.
Entering the final week of the season, the Wildcats ace had a .54 ERA and was the only 10-0 pitcher in the section. He threw a complete game to help Franklin to its first section championship in school history.
It means everything. You know, last year we lost against McClatchy. It was rough. We just didn't play well, and it's been something that we've thought about for a long time. We only had 2 seniors last year, and almost everyone's returning. Everyone remembers that game. Even the freshmen were there watching, so everyone knows how much it means to everyone else to win a section this year.
Olivia Bauer, Sutter Union.
Don't let the sweet smile fool you. Our North Softball Player of the Year is as fierce a competitor as they come.
I think I describe myself as intense. I'm always looking for a way to help my team and just take it very seriously.
Fresh off a NorCal championship in 2022, junior Olivia Bauer and the Sutter Huskies introduced themselves to the Sac-Joaquin section this season with a firm handshake.
I feel like it was a lot serious, definitely better competition. Sutter doesn't really face great competition in the section we were in, and this one I think tested us a little bit more.
With a 26-2 record, consider that test aced. And Sutter's ace accounted for a section best 23 of those wins, a 1.04 ERA, and 185 Ks. She also led her team with a .527 batting average. And although the Huskies fell just short of reaching the section finals, the Boise State commit has the ambition to take them one step further next year.
I think the drive, and I really have the passion for the sport. It keeps me going, keeps me on my toes. A lot of failure to the sport, and I think that's what keeps me going.
Madeline Lawson, Pleasant Grove.
While she may barely be old enough to operate a vehicle, sophomore pitcher of the year Madeline Lawson was the driving force for a resurgent Pleasant Grove squad in 2023.
Last year, as a freshman, I set goals for myself, but this year I really went after it and I strived to be my best, and it's really cool to see all my hard work really pay off.
Right here, 1-3, here we go.
Before Mads stepped foot on campus, Pleasant Grove hadn't won a league championship since 2013. That all changed with the Delta League crown in 2023, as Lawson was the only sophomore in the state with more than 200 strikeouts and a sub-1 ERA.
I throw a lot of movement pitches. I'm really good with my spin. I'm working on location, also just working on getting ahead of the batters. I'm always going after the batters, always trying to get strikeouts, but I really make sure just on movement. That's the main key, because the goal is if the batter does get the hit, it's still going to be an out or an easy grounder for my infield. Olivia Manchester, Vista Del Lago High School.
A baller and a scholar, Vista Del Lago senior Olivia Manchester put quite the gap between her GPA and her ERA, with a 4.13 in the classroom and a .98 in the circle.
I've just been brought up in a household where grades, if you have the grades, it gives you so much more opportunity to really choose what career you want. I want to be a pre-med major, I want to be a pediatrician, and so I know that is a very highly competitive field, and I really am going to need the grades to get there, so I've just had to make sure that I put enough time into that.
And with a well-balanced school and sports schedule, Olivia also displayed a well-rounded game on the softball field, going 14-0 in the circle and hitting .495 at the plate. During her 4 varsity years, Vista never lost a league game and captured the program's first section title in 2022.
It was so surreal, and I know that may be a little cliche, but it was truly super exciting. We had such a great team. We had all the pieces. We had such a good dynamic going for us, so I think that really was what made winning the section titles possible last year. And it was just awesome to feel like, wow, we won that for our school, and it was a huge moment.
Stanford Medicine brings us great advice for athletes each week.
Here's Dr. Stephen Weiss with this week's health tip.
ACL tears are serious and common athletic injuries, which typically require surgery and 9 to 12 months of recovery and rehab before returning to sports. ACL tears are 4 to 6 times more common in female athletes. This increased risk is believed to be due to differences in how female athletes run, jump, pivot, and land when compared to male athletes. The most effective way to reduce this risk is through participation in an ACL prevention training program, often offered through many physical therapy facilities. These are shown to reduce the risk of non-contact ACL tears by up to 67% and are most effective when done around the time of your teenage growth spurt.
Coming up, Ripon Christian takes on Lowell in the Division 5 semifinals.
But first, take a look at our final Sac-Joaquin section softball poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thinking Heroes, like the Seeds of Life Center, who serves the local community. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup of new Toyotas in person or at tracytoyota.com. Our certified used cars come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Drive to deep right field. Isan Diaz has won this game. Johnson near the track, on the track, leaps up, and Bryce Johnson. The right field is looking up. It's marked and it is gone. What a blast from Gonzalez.
Ripon Christian winning its first round NorCal game 15-7 after scoring 11 runs in 2 innings. Grant Sankey driving in 6 runs in the game. Now the Division 7 section champs are just 1 win away from making it to the NorCal title game.
The Knights taking on Lowell of San Francisco in the semifinal game. Ripon Christian is the 1 seed in Division 5, so they will host the rest of the way if they can just get past the Lowell Cardinals on Thursday.
Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way.
Top seeded Ripon Christian hosting Lowell from San Francisco. The Cardinals, champs of the City League, making the trek out to the Valley. And the Cardinals need to spread their wings after the long bus ride, and they did a nice job of that. Here's Gabriel Lulong singling the center. That plates Elijah Grossvogel and Roman Fong, 2-0 Lowell. Bases loaded, Bob in the second, 2-1 game till the Knights. Grant Sankey shoots one back up the box for a hit. No, wait! Lowell's Brandon Lilu robs Sankey of a hit, almost gets the double play, but on the play, Micah English was tagging and scores the tying run. Bob in the third, tie game till Eli Tertsma steps up and the slugger unloads on the pitch, sent it high and deep in the Ripon sky for a solo shot. Knights lead it 3-2. And the top of the fifth, Lowell with 2 on for Reggie Fong, who hits a C&I single between first and second. It's through. Jeremy Tam scores from second. Tie game. In the sixth, Lowell breaks it open, bases loaded for Sebastian Sander, who grounds to short. The throw's not handled. That scores 2 on the play. It's part of a 4-run 6, and the Cardinals lead it 7-3. But the Knights don't give up, and they get 2 runs right back. Micah English, I'm the king of Overland, as he leaves the yard in a hurry. 7-5 ball game. But that's not all. Justin Severson for Ripon Christian with the fly to right. It cannot be handled, like a hot potato falling to the earth. Sankey hustles in to score. It's now a 1-run ball game. Can the Knights do it? Bomb in the 7th, ground ball. Fong has it over to first, and that's it, as Roman Fong goes the distance for Lowell, and Ripon Christian falls 1 run short of the championship game.
On Sunday, May 28th, we hosted our end-of-the-season awards ceremony celebrating all of the players of the year for the fall, winter, and spring seasons.
Our Nick Pecoraro captured the sights and sounds of the exciting day.
Well, another year is in the books, and what better way to spend our 2023 awards banquet than at the ballpark? Families from all around the section gathered to celebrate all of our players of the year. While there may not have officially been a red carpet here at Sutter Health Park, home of the Sacramento River Cats, all of our 49ers Sac-Hi Sports Players of the Year still came dressed to the nines for our end of the year awards banquet. Let's check them out. So fresh, so clean, styling and profiling. Am I too old to say drip? Anyway, everyone certainly came dressed to impress, but we at Sac-Hi Sports don't take ourselves too seriously, and everyone in attendance was looking to have some fun.
Dude, stoked to be here. I love it. It's amazing. Dude.
Ready to Are you a natural blonde? I gotta ask.
I'm more dirty blonde, so that's why my eyebrows are a little lighter, so the bleach doesn't stick out that much.
You're more of like a section championship blonde, right?
Yeah, section championship blonde.
What is it about Escalon girls volleyball? You know, our only two South volleyball players of the year have come from Escalon. Is it Macy's turn to kind of take it next year? What's going on there?
Like when I say I'm competitive, like you have no idea how much more competitive she is. Like it's kind of crazy.
Robert Bronstein.
And you know it's a big deal when the big guy, Robert Bronstein, shows up.
Nobody ever claps for me. That was fantastic. Thank you.
A day for congratulations and appreciation, as so eloquently noted by our student guest speakers.
Whatever it may be, if you can't stop thinking about it, don't stop working towards it. Thank you.
Sac-Hi Sports never failed to recognize all the excitement that women's sports has to offer.
Undoubtedly some proud mamas and papas in the crowd, but the day belonged to these student athletes, whose accomplishments rang thunderously throughout the entire Sac Joaquin section. From the opening kickoffs in the fall to the final outs of the spring, no one stood out more. And we can't forget about these two, who were voted to have the top plays of the year, which earned Elk Grove center fielder a new nickname.
Cody Pickney came up with that name, Sac-Hi Sci. He got that because it just went perfectly with it, so it was just funny. It just came ever since I played.
Can you do like your best maybe WWE entrance and like you're the champ, you're about to enter the building? Like what does that look like?
I don't.
Well, as we put another notch under our belts for a successful second season here at 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, we just want to say thank you. Thank you to the Sacramento River Cats for hosting us today. Thank you to all the schools, student athletes, coaches, parents, ADs, officials, sponsors, followers, everyone who made this so exciting, so memorable, and so fun to cover all year long. We cannot wait to get back here and do it again in 2024. But until then, as our madman Mark Willis might say, the dishes are done, man. We'll see you next year.
We would like to sincerely thank the Sacramento River Cats for being such gracious hosts, lots of smiles throughout the day, and we even had some players of the year from the past at the ballpark. Can you believe who started the game for the Sacramento River Cats?
Yes, our guy Kyle Harrison from De La Salle, who was Player of the Year on the Cal-Hi show a few years back. It was great to watch him, and he pitched really well.
He really did, yeah. Thank you, Robert. Coming up, we have more highlights from the Franklin Wildcats as our pitcher of the year, Nick Abraham, faces the De La Salle Spartans.
Then top-seeded Sutter plays for a NorCal title when we come back.
Sally was born to be a champion. She knows that all conversations start with making the right connections. A talent that Sally continues to use today at Service Champions Heating and Air, where you'll always talk to a live champion. We're now offering $88 AC tune-ups with a free water heater safety inspection. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
Introducing Clover Sonoma Organic Golden Moon Milk, a holistic daily ritual made with turmeric, ginger, and honey for relaxation. Love yourself to the moon and back with Clover Sonoma Moon Milk.
49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics, and by SunPower, a proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers.
The final Mattress Firm Perfect Match this year has the Franklin Wildcats facing De La Salle in the Division I NorCal semifinal bracket. We saw Franklin make it past Hollister earlier in the show tonight, the team saving their ace, Nick Abraham, for Game 2.
Each week we find a perfect match on the field, just like Mattress Firm will help you find a mattress that is your perfect match. The semifinal game with De La Salle and Franklin is the Mattress Firm Perfect Match. The top team from the Sacramento area facing the East Bay's top squad. De La Salle taking a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Derek Pham comes up with 2 on and knocks a hit down the right field line, scoring Nolan Stevens and Jordy Lopez. The Wildcats go on to take the 3-2 lead. But not for long. De La with a runner on third for Smith Chandler. A line drive to short, and that falls in left field. In comes Tyler Spangler, and the Spartans scored twice in the inning to take the 4-3 lead. Tim Johnson in the top of the fourth hits a long fly ball to left field, and that one hops the fence for extra bases. That puts a runner in scoring position for Jordy Lopez, a blooping ball to shallow center, and it falls in no man's land. Robinson scores on the hit, and the game is tied once again. Nick Abraham giving up just 2 earned runs, a 1-2-3 fourth inning for Nick, but De La's starter RJ Main getting the shutdown inning, both starters throwing over 110 pitches in their outings. RJ getting helped out by his defense. Hank Tripaldi gobbles up the hard ground ball. Nice play there, and skipping ahead to the bottom of the 6th, Bear Harrison leading off the inning, and this is a no-doubter. He demolished that pitch to left field, and just like that, De La is just 3 outs away from playing for a NorCal title. Franklin has the heart of the order up in the top of the 7th. This was a 2-strike swing from Nolan Stevens. The Mississippi State commit isn't ready to go home. Nolan and the Spartans bench chirping all game long, but these guys were friendly with each other after the game. Turns out that comes in the bottom of the 9th. De La with the bases loaded and 1 out. Tanner Griffith sends everyone home. In comes the game-winning run, and De La wins in walk-off fashion to play Valley Christian for a shot at the NorCal Division I title.
Here we go. Over 500 fans in attendance to see some good old rivals go at it. Gridley, the third seed, taking on the top seed, Sutter Huskies. Logan Yakovic took the ball for Sutter, and it only took him 8 pitches to get out of the first inning. Bases loaded, bottom of the first for Sutter, and they waste no time to get on the scoreboard. Brady Wickham with a single to the left. That's going to score 2 runs, and the Huskies lead it 2-0. Top 2, Gridley's Michael Ryan on second, and the pitcher Tanner Abbott singles to center, scoring Ryan, and the Bulldogs are right back in it. Bottom 3, Wickham steps back up with the base loaded and delivers again like Domino's Pizza, delivering on cue. That plates Andrew Hansen from third, and Sutter leads at 3-1. Same inning, bases loaded again for Matt Lorenz, who grounds to second. The throw cannot be handled at second. Matt McCall comes in to score, and so does Wickham, and the Huskies jump out to 6-1 lead. Bottom 4, Sutter once again gotta load him up for pitcher Yakovic, who flies to center. Ryan makes a great catch out in center field, chucks it home to Briar McWilliams in time for the double play. But Yak would get his revenge in the 5th as he smacks his single to left. That plates Landon Stable, and the Huskies blow this bad boy open 8-1. Adding insult to injury, Sutter just pouring it on as Rylan Giovanni steps up for, if you're the Portables, get out of there! Rylan's up, and that would do it. A home run for Sutter, and the Huskies go on to win it. Division IV Northern California State champs. It's the first time in school history. Well done, boys.
It's a good team. I mean, obviously they got this far, so they had any chance to get there, and I think that the heart and the energy that we came out with just overpowered them tenfold.
Service Champions Heating and Air Conditioning is shining a spotlight on athletes who excel in their sport and give back to their schools.
This week's Service Champions Student Spotlight is Brooklyn Beck from Galt High School. Brooklyn played 4 years of basketball and golf at Galt. Brooklyn won several awards through Future Farmers of America, where she was recently selected for the exclusive Sacramento Leadership Experience. Not only that, Brooklyn does a lot of volunteer work in her community, and her 4.67 GPA is the highest of her senior class. The future Cal Poly Mustang, Brooklyn Beck, this week's Service Champion Student Spotlight.
Coming up, you'll get to know our players of the year from the South.
Then it's Central Catholic and Oakmont playing for a NorCal Division III title. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Up next, we introduce you to the final 5 athletes taking home our Spring Players of the Year honors, this time the athletes from the South.
That's right. We had some new and returning faces to this list. Here are the South Section Spring Players of the Year.
From underclassmen to upper, we have some serious power at the plate, on the mound, and in the circle. Not to mention some brain power as well for our South Players of the Year.
Braxton Thomas, Central Catholic.
Our South Player of the Year has some prodigious power. Heading into the weekend, Braxton Thomas leads California with 14 homers while driving in 37 runs. The masher of Modesto says it all started with his work in the offseason.
I just got a lot stronger over the summer, and then during BP I'd start flicking balls over the snack shack. I was like, I could probably do this in the game, and then I started doing that.
Braxton will continue his baseball career at Cal Poly, but before he matriculates, he's grateful for this high school award, though it took another one of our Players of the Year to tell him he got it.
I'm not even the one who showed myself. Randy showed it to me, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm really thankful to get this award from you guys.
Tanner Grove, St. Mary's.
Tanner Grove, our precocious South Pitcher of the Year, only a sophomore. Grove seemed to always be in a groove pitching in the uber-competitive Tri-City League for perennial power St. Mary's. The just-turned 16-year-old gave up just 5 runs in 49 innings, good for a .71 ERA.
When I step up there, I try to just throw every pitch effectively and don't be afraid to throw anything.
Tanner isn't afraid of any hitter, and that doesn't figure to change as he continues to focus on adding velocity. With still 2 years to go in his high school career, Tanner says he already knows he wants to pitch at the next level.
I want to play college ball. I think I have the ability to do it, and I just need to keep putting in the work and get there.
Randy Rolling, Central Catholic.
Our only repeat winner in the spring, Randy Rolling, who upgraded to our Player of the Year after winning pitcher last season.
I'm excited that I feel like I got better, and I proved it, and I'm just glad that I got better throughout the year and that I didn't fall back.
Randy was her usual dominant self in the circle, posting a career-best .68 ERA and leading the state with 319 strikeouts. But it's Randy's improvement at the plate that has been the biggest difference, upping her average by more than 80 points from her junior year.
I think that's why my swing has also got better, because I matured, realizing that pitchers are going to do the same thing I'm doing. And so knowing that if I have 2-2 count, they're always going to want to get me. They don't want to get a full count. All the different counts, I actually pay attention to it now and really think about it when I'm in the box.
Randy says her goal is to pitch and hit next year as she continues her softball career at Cal Berkeley.
Kaylee Estes, Gregory High School.
Just like Randy a year ago, our South Pitcher of the Year is a junior. Kaylee Estes finished top 10 in the section for ERA, wins, strikeouts, and led the Sac Joaquin in regular season innings pitched, a well-deserved honor for the Jaguars hurler.
It's crazy because I remember looking at my phone and seeing 49ers Sac-Hi tag me, and I was like, oh my gosh, and it was just really exciting.
Estes was a workhorse in the circle for Gregory, pitching all but 6 innings for the 20-win Jags.
Just that adrenaline feeling, I try to turn that into my pitching. Just if you're this scared, then you can channel it to give you adrenaline.
And she's hoping to ride that softball high for a long time.
I expect it to take me somewhere to where I could be happy where I'm at and just still get that playing time, because playing softball really does make me happy. And it's just something I don't really want to give up, so I hope I go far with it in some place that I'm happy with.
Camden Rush, Downey High School.
Our Scholar Athlete Award goes to Camden Rush, the Downey 3-sports star who somehow finds enough time to maintain a 4.4 GPA.
I think it's really special because it gives me an honor for academics and being an athlete. And a lot of people will give you honors for one or the other, but it's really nice to get an award that is both of them. And it shows all the work that I've put in, and it's great to win something like that. It's really an honor.
While Camden plays football, basketball, and baseball, he does his best work on the diamond, hitting .420 this year while manning shortstop for the Knights. As you can imagine, Camden's work on the field and in the classroom gave him plenty of college options, and Camden went Ivy, committing to Dartmouth after an unofficial visit in the fall.
It was just great. Like, it was everything I wanted, the facilities, the coaches, all the players. It was amazing. And I got the offer at the end of my visit. I didn't expect it in the moment. I made the decision within like the next 5 hours. I wanted it, I was ready.
The cerebral shortstop says he will likely major in economics, but also wants to see how far his baseball career will take him. Brian Mueller saying hello from an all-Sac Joaquin section D3 NorCal final as Oakmont makes the trip down south to face Central Catholic Saturday. Bottom one, the Raiders have a runner on for the two-hitter Joel Roberts. He's all over this pitch, over the wall and to the track in left. A two-run shot, and CC has the early lead. Raiders looking to add on in the inning, but Kurt Martin all over it in right with a sliding grab. Bottom two now, the Raiders have him loaded. Roberts looking to add to his RBI total, and he does with a hit by pitch. Central Catholic will get two in the inning to make it 4-0. Third inning now, they're loaded for Braxton Thomas. Hits a high fly to left near the foul line. Casey Tibbetts, not taking any chances, runs the ball down for another great play by a Viking outfielder. To the fourth now, Wentworth doesn't want to get robbed again, so he'll put it where no one can catch it. A solo shot. The Raiders are running away with it, up 5-0. Top six now. Oakmont has first and second, no one out. Adrian Garcia hasn't allowed a run yet, and he's not planning on changing that. Strikes out the side to keep the Vikings at bay. Garcia will go 6 scoreless with 11 strikeouts. But high drama in the seventh. Oakmont has the bases loaded, no one out. Seth Van Dyke picks this at third, steps on the bag, and then throws to first for the double play. The Vikings do get on the board to make it 5-1, but there are two outs. Trevor Wilson determined to keep this game going. He hits a gapper. It's an RBI double that scores Andrew Perry to make it 5-2. Fernando Alanis trying to close it out, and he will get a fly ball to left to end it. Central Catholic is your D3 NorCal champion, a 5-2 winner behind a clutch performance by Garcia.
All my guys, we've been playing baseball together since we were, 10, 11 years old, and to come here, Central, not a big baseball school, but big football school, and we're looking to change that, and it looks like we have.
Each week we showcase a top recruit from the Sac Joaquin section.
This week's top recruit is Chase Bentley from Granite Bay. Just a sophomore, Chase plans to play at the next level, committing to Texas A&M.
Coming up, our second SunPower Electric game, Leroy Green looks to keep its Cinderella season alive.
Then Capital Christian softball plays for a NorCal title when 49ers Sac-Hi Sports returns.
Tim never leaves his wife's side. But since junk sleep gave him a crick in his neck,
who's there?
He can't turn his head to see her. Now he's convinced she's left him.
Michelle?
Only our Love Your Mattress guarantee gets you the lowest price and 120 nights to sleep on it.
You came back.
Unjunk your sleep at Mattress Firm.
Introducing Clover Sonoma Organic Blue Moon Milk. A holistic daily ritual made with blueberries and lavender for relaxation. Love yourself to the moon and back with Clover Sonoma Moon Milk.
Welcome back to Levi Stadium. Leroy Green winning a section title after beating Argonaut 9-7 in the Division 5 title game. The Lions now playing for a NorCal title as the 4th seed.
Leroy Green taking on 5th-seeded Hillsdale in Game 1. It's our second SunPower Electric game. Our Brian Mueller was there.
Electric game.
Robert and Aubrey, the Lions bring their 17-game winning streak back to Natomas for the first round of NorCals in our SunPower Electric game. Now, earlier on Tuesday, the Sac Metro Athletic League suggested on Twitter that Leroy Green be nicknamed the Natomas Power Company, and that seems appropriate considering they're hitting .452 as a team and slugging .691. The Lions are averaging 12.8 runs a game and are led on offense by junior Drew Perry. He's hitting an absurd .707 and continues to lead the state with 55 RBI. They are facing Hillsdale out of San Mateo. Junior Josh Mayo will be tasked with trying to reduce the wattage of Leroy Green's offense. The Mighty Lions hoping to extend their best season in school history. Another game, they're a perfect 12-0 on their home field this season. But it's the Fighting Knights making themselves at home in the first. Runners at the corners for Aiden Sac-Hi. He smokes one to left. Ethan Belani scores to make it 1-0. Then it's the pitcher Mayo helping his own cause with an RBI knock. It would be part of a 3-run first for Hillsdale. But as they often do, Leroy Green punches back, 2 on for Tyson Bea. He hits a shot to second that can't be handled. Corey Ramson zooms home to make it 3-1. 2 on now for John Gould. He lines this to right and to the wall. Perry and Bea score, and we're tied up at 3 on the triple by Gould. Same score, top 3. Jackson Sierra hits this as high as the Sierra. That is gone to left. The solo shot makes it 4-3. Bottom 3, the Lions trying to answer, but Santino Silvestri makes an outstanding play to cut off this liner before it reaches the grass. The Fighting Knights fighting on in the 4th. Sac-Hi skies this to center, deep enough to score Silvestri. A sac fly by Sac-Hi makes it 5-3. 2 on now for Sierra, and watch out. He launches this to left center and gone to break this ball game open. 2 homers and 4 RBI for the slugging senior. That makes it 8-3. Meanwhile, Mayo settled down nicely after that first inning, one of his 10 Ks on the day here in the 4th, and he would continue to get it done at the plate as well. Hits this to the wall in right. 2 more runs come in, and Leroy Green's dream season ends in NorCal's. They finish with an outstanding record of 20-2. Hillsdale moving on with a 10-3 win.
Capital Christian hosts Oristimba in the Division IV NorCal final. The Cougars the 3rd seed, but it's 5th seeded Oristimba who gets on the board first. Jacqueline Lujan comes up with the runners on 1st and 2nd and lifts the ball to right center. Jocelyn Sotelo comes in to score. 1-0 Warriors. Ayla Tua gets out of the inning with the strikeout. So here come the Cougars bats for the very first time. Runner on 2nd for Ayla Tua. And she's trying to help out her own cause. She hits a deep fly ball to the outfield fence, and that one falls in there. Ella Magno rounds 3rd and heads for home. Ayla getting to 3rd on the play. The Cougars score twice in the inning. 2-1 Cap Christian until the bottom of the 4th when Abigail Ree grabs herself an RBI. That's a base hit up the middle, and it scores Bree Johnson. The Cougars lead by 2. Lujan gets out of this inning with one of her 5 strikeouts in the game, but Ayla Tua and the CC defense on their A game. Bree Johnson charges the chopper, and Haley Alkire picks the throw in the dirt. Only 1 hit for the Warriors through 5. The Oristimba defense working hard as well. This could be a home run, but Kaylee Germain out in right field robs it. It's still a 2-run ball game until Nani Los Mahina grabs herself an RBI base knock. The only senior on the Cougars team puts another run on the board. The Cougars stacking on some more runs as Savannah Newman hits it ball to right. What a catch from Hannah Taft, but still Addison Johnson scores. It's 6-1 Cougars after the inning. Ayla Tua, the difference in this one, she throws a 2-hitter, and her 15th strikeout seals the Capital Christian win. Did I mention she is a freshman? Capital Christian wins the Division IV NorCal title. Coming up, the section title rematch for the NorCal title. Ponderosa faces Central Catholic.
49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be right back. Ponderosa and Central Catholic softball played for the Division III section title on May 27th. Pondo beating the Raiders in a 1-0 pitchers duel. The Bruins' Anna Niles throwing a complete game shutout.
Randy Rolling, our South Player of the Year, striking out 14 Bruins in that game, also hitting a double at the plate. The 2 pitchers meeting exactly 1 week later, this time for the NorCal title. We couldn't have asked for a better matchup at Central Catholic and Ponderosa.
Top-seeded Ponderosa enters Saturday as the Sac Joaquin section champs, but Central Catholic says let's run it back for a NorCal title. Top 1. You know, Randy Rolling has 99 problems, but this pitch ain't one. An absolute tank to dead center makes it 3-0 Raiders after half an inning. And then Randy goes to work in the circle. A 1-2-3 first has CC looking good early. Top 4 we go. Emery Machado gets a hold of one. That's Central Catholic's 25th home run of the season, and it makes it 4-0. Same inning, runner on for sophomore Taryn Calderon. She ropes a double to left to score one more. Raiders lead 5-0. And CC with some defense now. Whitney Montoya with a little blooper to left, but Reagan Dickens says, "I got nothing but glove for you." A great play in left keeps Pondo hitless through 4. Bruins pitcher Chase Mueller doing all she can to keep her team in it. 5 strikeouts on Saturday, but the Raiders just kept piling on in the 6th. 2 on again for Calderon. It's her second double of the game. Iris Perez and Emery Machado score, and it's 7-0 Raiders. And Rolling takes a perfect game into the 7th. And what a way to finish an incredibly decorated high school career. Randy Rolling goes yard at the plate and tosses a perfect game in the circle to crown Central Catholic NorCal champs.
Going into the 5th, I realized it. Yeah. And I just usually when I think about it, I screw it up. So I just stopped thinking about it. Feels good. It feels good, especially beat the team that we lost to, I think, to end it. That's the best part, because going out with a bang like that to show that we can do it and that it was just a bump in the road, that one little game didn't mean anything.
Remember, you can buy all of the game footage we shoot throughout the week. Go to 49ersachisports.com to order.
Follow us on social media for more prep sports coverage. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter. And subscribe to our YouTube site where you can find all the highlights aired on our show this week.
Coming up, we'll choose the final Sacramento Rivercats play of the week. This could be the play of the week, maybe not.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin Section Top 10 Baseball Poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
It's time to announce our final Sacramento Rivercats play of the week from the 2022-23 season.
We'll show you some contenders and then name the Sacramento Rivercats play of the week.
Play of the week.
Let's kick this bad boy off with Lowell's Brandon Liu robbing a hit in center field. Well done, my man. Then Bree Johnson of Capital Christian gets the tough hop over to first, and a great pick by Haley Alkire. But this play was even better. Oristema's Kaylin Germain reaches back and robs a home run. It's Central Catholic's Reagan Dickens making a great sliding catch. But the Rivercats play of the week goes to Vacaville center fielder Carlin Manuel. She goes all out for this one. Best diving catch of them all. Miss Manuel, you will get the play of the week.
That is the Rivercats play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this season. We will be back in the fall for the start of the football season. Thanks so much for sticking with us this year. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Bronstein. We hope you'll join us back here again for Season 3. If you'd like to help support us on the show, send me an email. We'll see you next year.